Hello, everyone. So, one of the questions that we get asked periodically is how we use our home canned items, because we are canning a lot of our own food. And so, part of growing your own food is actually learning to cook your own food. And so I'm going to show you real quick what I'm using, how I'm going to cook it, and I'll show you the finished product here in a few minutes. Got onions and garlic. All right, so now I'm gonna add my jar of ground beef that I cooked up a few months ago and canned. I'm gonna mix it in, add some salt and pepper, and some taco seasoning. Okay, I've got my taco seasoning, salt and pepper added, everything's simmering for a minute. Now, I do not have green chilies right now, so the only thing I had was this can of Rotella, which I don't normally use, but we do have it on hand, so I'm gonna dump it in there, as well as some fresh jalapenos and serrano peppers that we grew in our garden. Okay, next I've got 2 jars of our home canned squash from our abundance early in the summer, and we don't have any squash growing right now fresh, so that's why I'm using the can. So I'm going to dump both of those in there. And then I also have a can of corn that I canned out of an abundance earlier this year that I'm going to dump in there as well. And then I'm going to stir it all up. I'm going to let that simmer just for a couple minutes once I get it stirred up, and then we'll add the cheese. All right, so now I've got an assortment of shredded cheeses, various kinds that I think will mix well with this Mexican flavor, mostly cheddar and Colby type mixes. And so I'm just gonna sprinkle this on the top of this. Let's switch hands here. Sorry, I almost dropped the phone. And I'm just gonna cover this completely with cheese. Okay, so now what I'm doing is taking some crushed corn tortilla chips and just making a topping layer on top of this lovely scrumptious casserole. Let me see if I can just dump it out. Just gonna kind of even it out. And then now I'm gonna bake it in a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes. All right, now while that's baking, let's chat for a second. So why do it with canned goods or whatever? So this is my answer. Normally if we have it fresh, like if I have fresh squash, I would have used fresh squash. If I have fresh whole tomatoes, I would have used those. But in this moment, my garden is now transitioning. I have new things planted. I have other things that are coming to the end of their life. And so I'm at a weird moment where I don't have those fresh things in my garden, but I do have them on my pantry shelf. And it's been a pretty busy couple days, and so that's why I'm doing it with canned stuff as much as I have. I'm using fresh, like my peppers were fresh, my onions were fresh, my garlic was fresh, all of those things I had available fresh here. And so that's why I did it that way. But I will show you when it comes out just how lovely and beautiful it looks as a really quick evening dinner with all of our canned goods that we've canned ourselves.